Her name, as we shall call her, is Alex, a charismatic, tech-savvy lesbian with a unique skill set that led her down a path of morally ambiguous work. About 6 or 7 years ago, Alex found herself at a crossroads in her life. She had always been a nerd, someone deeply interested in technology, coding, and the inner workings of the internet. It all started with a simple idea. Alex, who had a knack for understanding human behavior and digital footprints, decided to create a website. The site offered a service that catered to a very specific and often desperate clientele, people who suspected their significant others of cheating. The service was simple yet effective. For a small fee, Alex would add the suspected cheater on Snapchat, initiate a conversation, and see where it led. If the target took the bait, Alex would gather all the evidence needed to confirm the infidelity and deliver it to her client. In the beginning, it was just a side project, something to do in her spare time. But as word spread, the demand for her services skyrocketed. Soon, Alex found herself inundated with requests, not just from people suspecting their partners of cheating, but from others looking for a way to get back at their exes. What had started as a small project quickly grew into something much larger, something that Alex couldn't keep up with on her own. Emails flooded her inbox, payments came in faster than she could process them, and the sheer volume of requests became overwhelming. After about a year of running the website, Alex made the difficult decision to shut it down. But even after closing the site, the demand for her services didn't go away. Instead, it evolved. People continued to seek her out through referrals, social media, and other channels. Her reputation as the go-to person for uncovering digital secrets had been cemented. As the years went by, Alex's operation became more refined. She no longer needed a website to attract clients. Her name spread through word of mouth and the shadowy corners of the internet where people exchanged secrets. Despite the nature of her work, Alex maintained a relatively normal life. By day, she was a freelancer, working on various tech-related projects that paid the bills. But by night, she slipped into her alter ego, the Snapchat detective, the digital vigilante who caught cheaters and served cold revenge to those who deserved it. Alex knew she was good at what she did. In fact, she was exceptional. Her charisma played a significant role in her success. She had the ability to switch between personas with ease, adapting her approach depending on whether she was dealing with a man or a woman. She knew exactly what to say, how to say it, and when to pull back to avoid raising suspicion. Her method was straightforward. For a fee of $10, she would add the target on Snapchat. Once they accepted her friend request, she would send a carefully crafted message, something casual yet intriguing, designed to make her seem like a real person rather than a bot or a setup. For example, she might say, "Sorry, I didn't add you yesterday when I left the gym. I normally don't just add guys that approach me with their Snapchat name, but today I'm a bottle of wine deep and figured I could at least say hi." To make herself appear legitimate, Alex would often post content on her Snapchat story, photos or videos that made her seem like an authentic, attractive person. She would use location geotags to match the area where the target lived, further adding to her credibility. Once the initial contact was made, Alex would gauge the target's response. If they weren't interested, she would end the interaction there. But if they showed any interest, if they pursued her, she would escalate the situation. At this point, Alex would contact her client, offering to continue the interaction for an additional fee. If the client agreed, Alex would proceed, often sending more personal snaps or engaging in flirtatious conversations to lure the target deeper into the trap. Once she had enough evidence to confirm the target's infidelity or willingness to cheat, she would wrap up the interaction and send the proof to her client. But it didn't stop there. As her reputation grew, so did the requests for more elaborate pranks and acts of revenge. For a higher fee, Alex would go beyond catching cheaters. She would target exes or other individuals her clients wanted to get back at. She would flirt with them, arrange a date, and then ghost them at the last minute, leaving them humiliated and confused. It was a twisted game, but one that Alex had mastered. Over time, This side hustle became a significant source of income for Alex. On any given day, she could make anywhere from $50 to $150, depending on the number of requests and the complexity of the tasks. The money was good, and the thrill of the work kept her coming back for more. But with each interaction, with each new request, Alex felt a growing sense of unease. She knew that what she was doing was morally questionable at best. She was playing with people's lives, manipulating their emotions, and exposing their darkest secrets. It was a chaotic, dangerous game, one that she sometimes felt guilty about. But at the same time, she rationalized her actions. After all, she wasn't the one who made these people cheat. She wasn't the one who broke their trust. She was simply exposing the truth, providing a service that her clients willingly paid for. Still, the weight of her actions began to take a toll on her. Alex couldn't help but wonder if her moral compass had become skewed. She started to question whether she was doing the right thing, whether the money and the thrill were worth the damage she was causing. She had become a master of deception, but at what cost? Despite these internal conflicts, Alex continued her work. She had built a reputation, and there was no turning back now. Every person in her life believed she was an incredible human being. She had a happy life, a successful freelance career, and a long-term partner who loved her. But none of them had any idea about her secret life. Not a single soul knew that the charismatic, tech-savvy woman they admired was also a digital vigilante who spent her nights catching cheaters and orchestrating elaborate pranks. The duality of her existence was both thrilling and terrifying. On the one hand, Alex enjoyed the anonymity, the fact that she could slip into this other persona and do things that no one would ever suspect her of doing. On the other hand, the secrecy weighed heavily on her. She knew that if her secret ever got out, it could destroy everything she had worked so hard to build. As the years passed, Alex became more adept at managing her double life. She perfected her techniques, developed new strategies, and continued to refine her approach. But the sense of unease never fully went away. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was walking a fine line, that one wrong move could bring everything crashing down. And so, she kept her secret, locked it away in the deepest recesses of her mind. She convinced herself that some things were better left hidden, that the truth was too dangerous to reveal. She carried on with her work, all the while maintaining the facade of a normal, happy life. But even as she tried to bury her doubts, they continued to surface. Late at night, when she was alone with her thoughts, Alex would find herself questioning her choices. Was she really making the world a better place by exposing cheaters? Or was she simply indulging in a twisted game of revenge, feeding off the misery of others? The answers weren't clear, and that was perhaps the most unsettling part. Alex had built her life around secrets, both her own and those of others. But as time went on, she began to realize that living in a world of lies came with a heavy price. The more she deceived, the more she distanced herself from the person she used to be, from the values she once held dear. In the end, Alex's story is one of contradiction. She was a woman who sought to expose the truth, yet she lived a life shrouded in secrecy. She was driven by a desire for justice, yet her methods were anything but just. She was a master of deception, yet she longed for the simplicity of an honest life. As she sits alone, reflecting on the choices she's made, Alex can't help but wonder where this path will ultimately lead her. Will she continue down this road, forever hiding her true self from the world? Or will there come a day when she's forced to confront the reality of what she's become? For now, the answers remain elusive. But one thing is certain, Alex's story is far from over. It's a story of secrets and lies, of truth and deception, of a woman caught between two worlds. And as long as she continues to walk that fine line, the tension between those worlds will only grow. In the end, it's up to Alex to decide which path she'll take. Will she continue to live in the shadows, or will she find a way to step into the light? Only time will tell.